All right, this is the Aqua restaurant. It's one of the two main dining rooms on board. There is no early or late dining. Just you have to go down when you're ready, and if it's full, you'll get like a little buzzer, and when your table is ready, they'll buzz you, and you'll come down and eat. There is this one and the Versailles restaurant. This is the smaller of the two restaurants. So again, you'll just come down, and when you're ready, check in. You also, on the app, you cannot see the menus. You'll have to come down and look outside of the restaurant to see the menus early. And this is the Versailles restaurant. As you can see, it's much larger than the Aqua. This is the one we ate in most of the time. I'll be honest, the food was decent. I wasn't unhappy with the food that we had. But again, as you can see, this restaurant is much larger than the other one. You'll come to the top of the stairs and check in, and they'll give you that buzzer when you are ready. Here are a couple of the menus from there. This is the lunch menu, and in a moment we'll show you one of the dinner menus. This is just an example. It's not the same every night. So again, this was lunch. There's your desserts, and then this is a dinner. Typical dinner menu. And then, as with most cruise lines, you can also order from the steakhouse if you want to pay the extra. And there's the desserts on the dinner menu. Now here we have the garden cafe. This is the buffet up top. One thing I do want you to notice, and I said this on the ship tour, very limited space to sit and eat. We found it very difficult to get a seat while we were on board. There was almost more food stations than there were seats, it seemed like. So lots of food stations, and they do things like make your own pasta. It's pasta, not pasta, and stuff like that. They had an Indian section most days. So the food was, again, half decent, but very little seating. As you'll see when we walk around here, very limited. So that was the one thing I would say that was pretty bad. I do like the way that they have the food, the silverware rolled up on the table, so you don't have to bring that to the table with you. They're already set there for you, and as you leave, they'll come and replace them for the next people that come to sit. One little thing that you notice. It was closed off because they weren't quite open yet. Plenty of drink stations, as you can see there. So this is a large area. There's plenty of food stations, but again, I'll say it over and over again, not too many seating options. And they pretty much, there's the bar right there, called the bar. And it's pretty much the same on both sides. We'll take you down the other side as well, just to show you. Not a good place if you see people playing games. If you know, you know. So there you go. We've now walked you around the entire buffet area. Another drink station there. So there's two large drink stations, one on either side. So that is that. Here is the Atrium Cafe. Basically, this is the coffee shop. You've got some pastries, etc. down there. One thing we didn't show you up top was the Topsiders Grill. It's outside on the main pool deck area, where they do burgers and stuff at lunch. On this particular cruise, they didn't do them because it was too cold, so they moved it inside. But it is just outside the main buffet area, Topsiders Bar and Grill, where they'll make your burgers and hot dogs and stuff. So that's the coffee bar and the atrium lobby. I'm doing these alphabetically, so we're kind of going all over the ship. Up the top, we have the Brazilian steakhouse and the steakhouse. So we'll do the Brazilian first, and I'll show you the steakhouse later. It's called Cagney's Steakhouse, but this is not. This is just Brazilian steakhouse. You have the Mojito sugarcane bar right there, which is open when this is open. So like any traditional Brazilian steakhouse, they have a salad bar, which we'll show you in a second. It's right there. Now in the mornings, they do have some events for the people in the Haven. They split it between here and the steakhouse. So be aware of that. More so if you're in the Haven. Again, there's the salad bar. There's the sugarcane mojito bar. It was very popular at night when it's open, but it's only open when the restaurant is open. And here is the menu. The Moderno, I can't even say it. I didn't put these menus up for too long, so freeze the screen if you want to read it. It would make it a very long video otherwise. Now, down by Ginza, they have the Ginza, the sushi, and the teppanyaki. So we're going to show you what these look like inside. I did get menus in some of the places. I did not get menu in every place, but we'll give you an idea of what they have. So the sushi bar is here, which I did not get a menu for, unfortunately. Basically, Ginza has some sushi rolls, but this has some, the sushi rolls they have in Ginza and more. There's the sake bar. So we just did Ginza. During the day, this was a quiet zone because it was so cold outside. People would be playing games at these tables all day. This is an overflow to the sushi. And then that is Ginza with the tables there. And then over here on the left, you have the teppanyaki. Now we did the teppanyaki. I love teppanyaki. Two things I didn't like about this one. It was back to back. So you constantly had people talking that were not at your table. There was 4 tables, but the chefs were back to back. I didn't go in there because they were fixing it up. They were doing a deep clean. And also that you had to pay for the lobster, which you don't on most ships. So again, on the right here is the overflow to the sushi. On the left is Ginza. Here is the main sushi bar. And on the left there was the sake bar. And here is the menu for Ginza. And here is the menu for the teppanyaki. I did not get the menu for the sushi, unfortunately. Now here is the Italian restaurant, Cucina. We did eat in here. I'm not going to say it was my favorite restaurant, but I don't really say too much about that because just because I don't like it doesn't mean you won't like it. It's a personal preference. I felt for $40, which is what we paid, it was a bit much. But this is right by the Gatsby bar and close to La Bistro, which we'll show you shortly. So that is the Italian. And like I said, it just leads out into the Gatsby bar right there. And then over to the left will be La Bistro. Here is the menu. Again, when we did it, it was $40. Prices can always change, so don't go by that. And again, I didn't leave these menus up for too long, so freeze the screen if you want to read them more. Now we are going to go into La Bistro. There is where the musicians play for the Gatsby bar. And here is La Bistro. These are both on deck 6, by the way. The buffet was up on deck 12. And the Brazilian steakhouse and the steakhouse, I believe they're on deck 14. So that is Le Bistro. Smallish restaurant, but you get an idea of the look and where it is. And here would be the menu. We did not eat in here, so I cannot comment, although I wouldn't comment much anyway. Next up we have O'Shea's. This is the Irish Bar and Grill. This is open 24/7. We did have breakfast in here a couple of times. I did not get a picture of the breakfast menu, which I should have, because we did eat it quite a lot. But I'll show you a picture of the quote English breakfast in a minute. It was close, but it wasn't a full proper English breakfast, and I should know because I am one. But this is open 24/7, like I said. The restaurant is on both sides. This is on deck 8 midship. There is the bar right there. I heard mixed reviews on the dinner. Some people said it was good, some people said it wasn't, which is fairly typical of a restaurant, right? Which is why I don't say whether it's good or bad, because it is up to you. But at times during the day this was full. Again, remember, we were on a cruise through Iceland and Greenland on this cruise where it was cold outside, so a lot of times people were in here because it was warmer. So I don't know how busy it gets on a regular cruise during the day. This is a picture of the English breakfast I had a few times, and here is the menu for the daytime food. Again, freeze it if you want to see it in more detail. Now we are going to go into the steakhouse. This is back up opposite the Brazilian steakhouse because, again, just trying to go alphabetically. This is the last one we're going to show you. Again, we did not eat in here either. But as you know, a lot of people love their steakhouse, so I'm sure it's very good. So that's the steakhouse, and we'll show you the menus, and then we're going to wrap this up. So there you go. Again, freeze if you want to read. So that's a quick overview of the restaurants on Norwegian's NCL Star. I have a full ship tour out as well. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll get notifications when new videos come out. And don't forget, click on the links to the left and right of me. You can watch playlists, new video suggestions, and more. Any questions? Email me, cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. And don't forget, I'm a travel agent. Email for help.